Good afternoon, everyone. It's 9:46 here in the Pacific Northwest, and we are here with Babu. Babu is from our Discord. He's been a very active member, part of our community, and my dog is whining right now because he wants out of the door. Twitch chat is here as well, and every Friday night on our Twitch stream, we do something called Feature Friday. So if any of you guys are ever interested in submitting a Feature Friday, you just send me a private message on Discord with your unit composition or your specific unit that you want to talk about. Today we're going to have Babu's feature, which is the anti-meta meta, featuring Aileen, Oelde, and Ramada. And then we're also going to be featuring a free-to-play Gafgarion version of sort of a bruiser Gafgarion, and that's going to be from Osan as well. JP, I see you trying to drop those bits to interrupt me. I thought about that and I stopped it before you could. So without further ado, Babu, why don't you introduce yourself?
How's everyone doing? Go by Babu Doodoo on the
Is that what you go by?
Yeah.
You keep fading out, Babu. Are you facing towards your mic right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Doodoo. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about this build, Babu?
Well, so when I started, I mean, the game really wanted me to build Oelde. I didn't re-roll my account. I just got very lucky. Got like Stern, Moschery, and Oelde for my first go. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of Oelde shards. You know, I think I probably pulled like 2 or 3 dupes of him, especially with the 10 pulls. By the end of the 10 pulls, and now he's in the shop. So it's just the game really wants me to build him. So I mean, he got kind of deprioritized for a little while, you know, like with Yashutra, you know, being fire, he kind of jumped on the back burner.
Yep.
But you know, like, and then I got lucky and pulled a Medi, so you know, Stern, Medi, and now Orlando are all kind of ahead. But he's definitely like the next big project. And then during the 10 pulls, I also pulled 2 Aileens. So it was just sort of like, well, I got to do it now, you know?
That's destiny, right?
Exactly. Plus, I mean, Ramada's definitely best girl. Who knew that I like had a thing for armpit girl? But
yeah,
you know, turned out.
You know, I really should have put a picture of her with her armpit right now.
You should. Yes. I mean, undoubtedly.
So what's kind of the foundation of this build? What are you thinking when you're looking at these 3 units?
Well, I mean, like the Ramada as the 3rd Dragoon or Lancer is kind of interchangeable, really. Like, I mean, down the line, Victoria's, you know, probably a better fit. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could definitely make Sasha work as well. But like, you know, the cards really, or the espers, like for Ramada and Oelde are just pretty, you don't even have to think about it. It's just like, you know, with Siren, which, you know, we all got. And then luckily I pulled an Ifrit.
Yep.
Their kits are like custom designed for these characters pretty much, you know, with a Pierce attack up and all the resistances. So it's really ideal for those 2 characters. And then same like cards as well. Like the Ifrit card, it's like one of the few cases where, you know, the card and the Esper work perfectly for this character. But you know, the 3rd card, you know, definitely need that walk through the snowfields to get that Pierce attack up. Just because, you know, they're not hitting all that hard. Like the idea is really to be focusing on a crit build. Like really Oelde and Ramada, like the idea is to have them built crit focused, particularly with like their skills, the skills and passives that you'll be selecting, and you know, like in lots of gacha games, you know, people. I mean, I'm building Sid myself, so I'm not like, you know.
You're not Sid immune right now, is what you're saying.
Exactly. But in you know, gachas, there's always going to be, you know, like trending teams, you know. Mm-hmm. So I've always found that if you can kind of cobble together ways to counteract that, if you can figure out how to beat what's popular, I mean, you figured out how to beat like 70% of the teams out there.
Yeah,
so,
I totally believe that.
So like this is one of those teams because I expect, you know, with Medi in the shop right now that it would not be unlikely that we're going to see a lot of Medi Sid comps out there, which is, undoubtedly a really strong comp. But, like, if you can have ways to, like, counteract this, I mean, it's kind of a pipe dream, but we were discussing in Discord the other day, like, if there was a PvP tower-esque sort of scenario, like a territory conquest or something like that, with, like, different maps where guilds set different defenses, different teams, you would be rewarded for having a wider roster. Obviously, like, now or in 4 months even isn't the time, but maybe 1 year down the line when we all have an opportunity to have a real, really developed box.
That actually sounds really cool.
I mean, that would keep me in this game for years.
Are you okay if we take a moment and go over the summon kits that I have here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I sent these to you ahead of time. These are from the warofthevisioncalc.com. And with Behemoth, it's pretty easy. Would you say just go for the attack first and then focus on the evasion and the accuracy?
Absolutely. Yep.
And of course, if you're going to be using slashing characters, you are going to want to get this slash attack down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was thinking about, what about the light killer here?
I mean, that's also like, that's also very, very, I think, important because you're going to also probably be running into Angle on that, like, Medi Orlando Angle team.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be very, very helpful as well.
And then transitioning, I want to talk with you about Ifrit a little bit as well here. Ifrit, we're running into the problem here when you're looking at all the different stats that you can get. You are going to want that missile resistance, right?
Definitely.
You're going to want
take care.
You're going to want that evasion and that attack.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only get 426 SP. So in your opinion, if you had to choose between Pierce attack and missile resistance, because you can only get one of them fully maxed out without dipping out of one of the other ones, which one would you choose? Pierce attack or missile resistance in the current environment?
Honestly, I'm always leaning towards the defensive buffs because, like, the extra piercing attack's great, but it's not going to make or break you. Like that extra bit of survivability, because this really is like a bruiser comp.
Right.
These are relatively high HP characters, except Ramada, of course. But like the idea is that they can take a hit because it's inevitable. So they need to be able to survive. And
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right on that. And I don't know if you saw, I kind of pre-highlighted this already, dude. Because I was like, he's gonna want that missile resistance, I think, in this comp, especially if they're trying to be just a little bit tanky there. Finally, we have Siren here, and Siren's kind of flexible, I think, when I was looking at her board, and she didn't run out of SP. Would you say this is what you would focus on with her?
I actually can't pull it up because I have one device, so I'm on.
Let me read it off to you then. I chose her critical hit rate +7, evasion +7, and then it was a choice between slash resistance and pierce attack again. Would you say lean in with the slash resistance?
I would say so. I mean, the piercing attack would be great, but I mean, I'm not an expert and I can't max it out like perfectly, but I'm inclined to believe that, with the rest of the build, the crit that you're going to be focusing on will more than compensate for, that damage that you're missing out on. And because Ramada's the squishiest unit on that roster, she definitely needs to stay alive. Otherwise, you're going to get in some trouble.
I was actually looking at her stats, though. She's actually got some pretty good high HP on her. I think you could actually, in a defensive build, actually make it so that she's able to take a hit there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, her stats are quite good for an MR. Like, really, really good. She's definitely a sleeper character. I mean, plus her kit, too, is great. Like, the versatility. Ramada is she's like definitely my instant favorite when the game launched. Just cause. And, but like...
It's that armpit.
Yes, this is the bang bang stabbity stab gang armpit.
That's right. So I did pull up the last slide here now, and it kind of talked about all the different roles, and maybe I'll just read it off and you can tell me if there's anything you want to add about each character.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So for Aileen, what we had talked about was using her as an off tank with Eld, taking most of the heat. Oath of Love maybe on her. She is the Thunder God Slayer. Nighthawk as that sort of longer range attack. I put no self-sacrifice, but I wasn't sure how you felt about self-sacrifice with her with that attack. I wasn't sure if you wanted to focus on the crit and the pierce or the survivability. So would you say self-sacrifice yes, or would you say crit and pierce?
I would probably go crit and pierce.
And then for Oelde, I have him on here as the Medina Killer. I have his sub as Samurai. Do you think sub Samurai is going to be the best for him?
Definitely. Well, I mean, also because the that slash attack from the Samurai.
Yeah.
He's not going to really benefit from the piercing or the punchies from the monk job. So.
I also have Blade Soul set for him, which gives an evasion plus 12, and it also gives some attack, and it lowers defense by 3. Deadly Mastery, which is a critical hit, and then I mathed out his crit build, and this is with only Ifrit on him. This is without Cactar or anything. He has a 70 plus crit build potentially on him with that critical hit Drake's Horn Spear. Is that about right?
Yep, that sounds about right.
And then for Ramada, I put her down as the mop because she's mopping everyone up. I put down Steal Time, Snipe Dagger. I think it's important to set her thief ability that gives her movement +1, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. She needs that range.
She does have really high agility, actually, and because you have Siren on her, I could see her actually being one of the fastest on the team. I think she's probably going to be utilizing Nighthawk the most. Would you agree with that?
I think so, yes.
I feel like everybody on the team is going to be utilizing Nighthawk. And
they definitely have some range damage dealing potential.
And it does go through walls too, correct?
I'm not sure if it can wallbang, but it definitely carries with it the height advantage from like archer skills.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that.
I've also put down here that this might be a viable comp in the future for people who are loving their Dragoons. It does give Ramada does give a 20% bonus versus Fennis units. And while we only have Ryu right now that's a Fennis unit, there is going to be 3 more units that are coming in the near future who are all classified as Fennis on units. So something to think about for that bonus damage there. Is there anything else, Babu, that you would like to add to this before we go ahead and wrap up this Friday feature for your character build?
No, I mean, you pretty much nailed it. Like, I just want to thank you for all the work that you're doing, dude. We're loving it, you know?
Well, thank you so much for actually being able to get on stream. And I know for a lot of you guys, you just have one device, and being able to be flexible and with the different time zones, I do appreciate it, dude. And shout out to the community. If any of you guys want to submit a Friday feature and be featured in the stream, just go ahead and go to the Discord and either private message me a Friday feature build or drop it in the Friday feature section. Babu, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
So my pleasure. Thank you very much. And I'll see you back in chat.
See you there.